Meta versus meta. Bombers versus Jumpmasters.
Yeah, so we had two similar lists. I would consider them similar because they're both ordnance. They're both super accurate ordnance with guidance chips on all the ships that have ordnance. They also both had a support chip with ordnance. So the Jumpmasters by themselves are solid with their Recon Spec and R4 Agromech guidance chips and Proton Torpedoes with extra munitions.
And the Deadeye.
And then and Deadeye. And then Drew with his build, he's wicked. He has he might be a one-trick pony, but he isn't really. If he survives through the mid-game, because if he can avoid...
If he can still stay away from
if he can stay away from his buddies, he still is good mid-game.
Solid mid-game damage with his 3 dice attack if you can keep him away.
So I predicted that the Jumpmasters were going to win, and they did.
Yeah.
And the reason why I predicted that is because I've flown the Jumpmasters enough now to know that ordnance, you have to really focus ordnance. Like if I had 3 bombers that were able to get 3 ordnance off,
you probably would have tabled one right away.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you also rolled pretty hot.
I did.
For defense. You're able to get those focuses in and evades in, so you weren't getting any blanks on your evade dice, which helped a lot because it was so hard to get through his 2 dice defense, which was crazy. We both rolled awesome on attacks. Yep. I would say, especially at first. I mean, crazy. I was naturally rolling 3 hits and a crit. And you did that 3 crits
Drew,
with
boom.
a flip up to, you did four crits on that one Proton. 4 crits.
That was crazy. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, and so
I've never rolled anything like that before, and it'll probably never happen again.
What I could have done differently is attempted to try and go after. I could have brought the Sienar pilot and brought him in.
Yep.
To the fold with the rest of the bombers.
Yep.
I deployed him first as sort of semi-bait for Nadru. And it actually worked because Nadru did go after him.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I just couldn't roll any freaking defense dice for my Sienar pilot.
No, you were pretty much done at that point.
Yeah. Now, the bomber list is great. I still think it's valid. Unfortunately,
this particular list just didn't perform tonight. I honestly think that this match could have gone either way. This list right now, the R4 Agromech, the Recon Specialist, all of that stacked on these guys, still gives them a bit of the edge because they still don't cost enough.
Yeah, and because of the Recon Spec and the double focus, that gives them a lot of mid-game. They're really hard to kill. I couldn't freaking hit them with this focus. It was crazy.
Admittedly, with that build, you can only field 2, but slotting in Drew into that 3rd slot for the Jumpmaster, brutal.
Yeah, other people...
This particular in Drew build, if you go after him, you're going to have a bad time. If you don't go after him,
you're going to have a bad time.
So you kind of have to answer his call.
Yeah, and other people have used a different 3rd ship. Sometimes they'll use a Hawk, but I have seen Nadru perform better because of his 8 dice freaking cluster missile attack is crazy. I mean, you can one-shot.
Super brutal. You
can one-shot almost any medium-sized ship in the game. I think only the K-Wing has more health than 8 hit points. So,
oh well, you can't one shot these guys.
You can't one shot any large ship. Oh well, no,
you can shot 80.
You could one shot 80, but you could try. They have a lot of defense usually.
It's not going to happen. Now, changes to this list, you think? What are you thinking?
I find too. I mean, the bombers themselves, I wouldn't really change anything with.
Bombers are solid.
The
Shuttle is solid.
The Shuttle is solid.
He's not even bad most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem is because I wanted the systems officer on the shuttle, I couldn't bump him up to a higher level pilot. That's the only drawback. And I'm also noticing that the systems officer really only helps in mid game after all the ordnance are done, because normally these guys, the rest of the bombers, are so close to Jonus that they're getting the Jonus rerolls on their ordnance.
Yeah, Jonus makes up for the fact.
So the target locks are just kind of sit around and rot.
Yeah. So you're thinking drop the systems officer for 2 points?
For 2 points, but it's 2 points. So what do I do? I bump up.
You would need 3 points to bump the Sienar to a Baron.
And what would I put on? What would I put on the? I mean,
no, it doesn't
bump
make
up
sense.
to a Baron, and then
you're not going to put on different.
And then
ordnance.
adjustability up to make them a 5.
So they all move interchangeably.
So they're all 5s.
Maybe. I can't tell. I can't say.
And then fly them all together.
The thing is, though, dropping systems officer only frees up 2 points. You need 3 to move him to Baron.
Oh, Baron is actually 3
Baron
points
is 3 points higher.
Then there's.
So I don't think you could do it. I don't think you could.
I mean, I don't want to.
Not without sacrificing something else.
I would have to get rid of the twin ion engine, which actually is very good on the shuttle.
Yeah, but if you're not using the systems officer, it's less useful.
No, actually, that is meant to get rid of the stress from the fleet officer.
Oh, there is that too. Yeah, I guess. Either way, you're playing that off.
Because that gives his 1 banks. They're all greens.
I don't know what to say, my friend.
I know. If you guys have a better idea on a 4th ship for the bomber list,
please let us know down in the comments. We are really, really intrigued to know your opinions on this.
I know somebody set up a stripped down Jonus and put 3 of the Gamma Squadron veterans out there without proton torpedoes. They had to do plasma torpedoes on all 3.
You know what? Plasmas are fine.
And then pretty much nothing on Jonus except for fleet officer.
Plasmas are still fine, in my opinion. Especially against the current meta of big ships.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, plasmas are fine. They're just not as accurate. But if they hit, they strip off shields.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It's a trade-off. You get the 3 damage and a shield strip versus 4 straight damage.
Yeah.
So...
Well, the one thing I find with the protons is you usually, with 4 dice... You usually end up rolling 1 focus, which gets flipped to a crit. So that's really... It's really common to see 3 hits and a crit with a proton torpedo.
But of course, with the double rerolls from Jonus, it's not as bad.
Yeah, I mean...
So yeah, there's a lot of potential for
tweaking,
I think, on this list. If you were to drop the Sienar and maybe go with a 4th bomber... go a little lighter on these guys, a little more focused.
Yeah, but I mean, the only thing that you could go lighter on is get rid of the extra munitions.
Nope.
Or just
drop your protons
down
for plasmas.
To plasmas.
Because honestly, they are just as effective in the early game.
So, a 4th bomber, Gamma Squadron veteran, with...
same stuff, guys.
The same stuff except
Deadeye,
for
plasma munitions.
So right now these guys cost. Let's see, that's 6, 7, and 19 is 26 points. Dropping them down by 1 point would put them at 25 points. If I had 3 of them, that's 75 points. That means I'd need to have a 25-point Jonus. So 25, he's already 22 points. Put fleet officer on him, and that's all you get. You
TIE shuttle for 0, right?
And the TIE shuttle for 0.
That's good. That's all you need.
And I could put adaptability on.
There you go. So you have to drop the ion engine. You have to drop the systems officer, which you were looking at doing anyway. I think that is a suitable build, considering you get extra munitions on all 3 of your bombers. That's a lot of ordnance to pour into somebody. You could have killed my guy with that. I think you could have killed him with that.
Not with your defense dice. I would have done 6 points damage.
Probably.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's the only change up I would do to this list. I would keep I mean, that's the only change up. The Jumpmaster list.
This is still great.
I don't really see any change needed on it.
I didn't need to use the Agromech pretty much any time.
Oh no, you used it a few times, especially in mid game.
In mid game, yes. In early
but
game,
you rolled so awesome that doesn't happen all the time.
Good point.
Right?
Good
so
point. I should try it again and see how it goes.
It's not, and when it does kick in, you're going to be thankful that the R4 Agromech was there with 2 focus.
To get that extra target lock and get that action in.
Get that action in, because it does make a big difference. The R4 Agromech on these ships have actually make this list. Believe it or not, you didn't need them tonight so much, but that was because you rolled perfect.
I rolled amazing. The 4 crit roll with the Proton, just their case in point.
Yeah, I mean, I rolled great on my hits too, but defense dice can fail you.
And again, I honestly think if we were to fly another match, even just straight up as this is, we'd have a very different game.
I think, I could do even worse. I could roll worse.
You could do even, but so could I.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm definitely going to pick up a couple of Jumpmasters. I'm a little behind the meta on that, but that's okay. I'm going to definitely do
Jumpmasters. It'll give you more guidance chips.
Yep. At least pick up at least one.
It'll give you 2 very, very solid ships. Just Jumpmasters by themselves, without anything on them.
Even no ordnance are great.
Just the scouts by themselves for 25 points. Is it 25 points?
They are 25.
25 points for a 9 hit point, 2 agility,
2 attack,
2 attack turret primary
with barrel roll,
focus, target lock.
That's kind of sick.
With a white S turn.
Yep.
K turns. Everything else on one side green, like an awesome dial.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still think it's the best ship in the game right now.
Agreed.
For point wise, 25
Bang
points.
for the buck. Totally one of the best ships ever. Really put Scum on the map, solidly on the map.
And you can see in all the tournaments right now, Jumpmasters still rule. Although people are saying, that we can take out Jumpmasters with an ace list. Well,
if you dance well enough, yes, you can do anything with aces.
If you dance well enough, you can do anything with aces.
You step on your own foot one time and you're dead.
Yeah, aces are fickle.
Yeah.
If your evade dice are not very good, if you can't get out of arc, and that's the other thing, you have to constantly barrel roll and boost and do everything you can to get out of arc. But
Tur and Fell are still good for that. But again, these guys got an illicit slot, so what you can do is, I'm flying against a bunch of aces lately. I'll swap it out, and you put in, what is it now?
The illicit that you can zap somebody for a point of damage. And
the bug zapper.
Yeah, the bug zapper.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The
feedback array.
Feedback array. Yeah.
And you feedback array the aces when they get close. Oh, look, he boosted and barrel rolled and got behind you at range 1. Feedback array, 2 dice or 3 dice.
No. Feedback array
instead of
just take a point of damage.
Feedback array from that guy, and then this guy 3 dice. Boom, he's dead.
Yeah, he could be.
Fell blows up.
And
so, with that said, I think this is a solid list still. I think it just needs even more streamlining, honestly. This was good, but he
wasn't good. He did nothing. He just took your...
Well, I mean, the build on this particular ship is good, but he doesn't fit with the rest of this list.
It's too low of a pilot skill.
It's not even that it's too low of a pilot skill. It's too different of a ship.
And too different of a ship.
For the rest of the dial. Or for the rest
of
the...
I mean, it doesn't matter if you run a different ship with it. Like...
Oh, yeah. Are you
like, I mean, he's a completely different ship than the Jumpmasters, too. So, I mean, he fills the same role that Nidru does, just at a way lower pilot skill.
He does, but what this guy could be better filled, or this guy's slot could be better filled, I think, by another bomber with more ordnance.
Yeah.
Because if you trim these guys down ever so slightly, you get another bomber with more hit points and 2 attacks. 2 ordnance on him again, as opposed to just the 1.
But he's got one real potent ordnance. It's 5
So do
dice
these
as opposed to
guys.
4 dice, right? So
I'd rather have the
3 agility, but like
3
I say,
dice
my
and shield
3
strip twice.
agility suck all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't roll agility dice.
It's situational. Sometimes you nail it, sometimes you completely whiff them.
Yeah.
So with that said, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. We really enjoy talking about this game a lot.
Yeah, as you can see, we're pretty passionate about it.
Yeah.
We every Thursday we go down to Curious 2 on Broad in Victoria. So be
Come
there.
on down and join us. Maybe you'll get on video.
I'll bring both these lists.
Nice.
I don't actually have 4 bombers, so the
I'll
way
lend you mine.
the way I'd want to build it is I need another Imperial Veteran set,
I'll lend you my bomber if you need it.
and then proxy the
Yeah, I mean, it's not a
The
turn,
Gamma
so we'll just
Squadron.
proxy what we need.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's fine.
and I mean that would be the only change up I'd do to this list is probably fit in another bomber,
Get another gamma. Yeah.
get another Gamma, and strip down Jonus without
Kind
the-
of like that would be almost identical actually to that 4 shuttle list or the 4 bomber list that
a Scott ran.
that Scott ran. Thank you.
Oh shit! Yeah, it probably is identical.
Really
No, I'm
close?
not sure about the Deadeye and all
Anyway,
that.
but we'll see that list in my plethora of uploads that are going to come shortly.
Yeah, it might be identical to his list. I don't know. If it is, then then I'm just
That's a little lame.
then I'm just ripping him off.
Well, no, that just shows that he's obviously thinking in the same direction.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us again, everybody. We'll be back again on Tuesday with another list to show off, another couple lists to show off, and maybe some analysis after the fact if we can fit the time in. We will be again down at Curious on Thursday. Come and join us. Please like, subscribe, leave some comments, and we will see you on the map.
Ciao for now.